Traders, are we in a risk on or risk off environment? Let's take a look. Welcome to Simply Forex. If you want to improve as a trader, then you're definitely in the right place. Each week, I'm going to give you easy to follow trade ideas, tips, and advice so you too can succeed at trading. And if you stay till the end of the vid, guys, I'm also going to give you all of my trade ideas for today. If that sounds like a plan, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and please smash the like button, guys. Thank you very much. Right, so let's understand what we're in, guys, right? We really need to understand if we're in a risk-on environment, which means traders are willing to look at riskier assets like stocks. Okay, or are we in a risk-off environment where traders are looking at lower risk assets like bonds, for example, right? Now, what sums this up perfectly is the NASDAQ, right? Because if you look at the NASDAQ, we are in a descending triangle. And if we looked at the NASDAQ, right, at this point, risk off. This point, people are investing in stocks. Risk on, risk off, right? Risk on, risk off. Okay. So just looking at the NASDAQ, it suggests that we're going to have some continued indecision, right? And we're going to have continued indecision until we kind of get a break out of this descending triangle, right? Price is going to continue to contract and then price needs to go somewhere. Will it go bang and we carry on in a risk on environment, or will it go bang and we're in a risk off environment? Okay, now it's important that we understand this on the indices so we can understand the flight to safety currency pairs that we trade. Now, I want to show you how directly correlated they are. Okay, so if we look at the NASDAQ, right, we had this bullish candle yesterday and it's holding on to this key support level through here, right? That is a key support level. Okay, and we had this bullish candle. If we look at any of the indices, S&P, again, you know, we thought, is this level breaking? And yesterday's candle said, no, we're not. Buyers are still in this market. So we still have a risk on environment. There's still buyers into the stock markets, right? And we had a bullish candle. You know, does this want to go up? We're also seeing a descending triangle here, right? And even the Dow Jones, let's take a quick look, right? We had a super bullish candle, right? Not super bullish, but bullish candle at this key level of support. Now, that's happened across the indices. So if we look at any yen pair from yesterday, because we were selling, we were trying to take advantage of yen strength, right? And we were looking at pound yen, Aussie dollar yen, to name a couple. Now, if we look at pound yen, because of that bullishness in the indices, look at this candle, right? That is bullish. That's yen weakness all of a sudden. Let's take a look at Aussie dollar yen. I was selling this yesterday, right? We've had a bullish candle. Okay, let's also look at Swiss franc pairs because they're also a flight to safety currency pair, right? Let's have a look at Euro Swiss franc, right? Swiss franc has become weak. Okay, let's have a look at pound Swiss franc. Yeah, the flight to safety currencies were weak. Right? Now, I'm not saying the overall longer term picture isn't a risk off environment and the indices come lower, right? And therefore the flight to safety currency pairs gain strength, Swiss franc, Japanese yen, gold. But I'm an intraday trader. I need to know how these are reacting daily. And as you can see, yeah, the bullishness of the indices has led to a weakening in Swiss franc and Japanese yen pairs. Okay, and that has also given us some trade ideas for today. All right, so before we look at the trade ideas, I just wanted to understand this risk on, risk off, and how directly correlated the flight to safety currency pairs are according to the indices, right? Indices are bullish, yen, Swiss franc, gold, right, are weak, and vice versa. Okay. But like I say, guys, it has led to some trade ideas. Now, the yen pairs I've stayed away from, right? Because the yen is still looking strong, but the Swiss franc was particularly weak yesterday, and that is the catalyst for a lot of our trades today. So let's start with Canadian dollar Swiss franc. So this is my first trade idea, and we're looking to buy this pair. If we look at the structure of the market on the day chart, you can see we're clearly in an uptrend, right? Higher lows, higher highs, clearly in an uptrend. Not only that, we have a nice bullish candle that formed yesterday, like I say, on the back of those bullish indices. So we had a nice bullish candle, and I think we have room just back up to these last highs and this psychological 0.6400 level. Okay, now based on that, we want to buy. If we drop down to the H4, let's have a quick look at the H1, right? Because we do have this area running through here. Now, on the H1, this looks like a really nice level to start buying, and it may well be, right? Looking really nice, right? We're in a H1 uptrend. We've got the moving average 20 catching up, looking good, right? But it's important to keep an eye on that H4, because if we go to the H4 now, you can see we have quite a bearish candle here, and this would suggest we have a bit more room to the downside, right, before we come higher. So we need to understand H1 and H4 before we enter a trade. Now, looking at H1 and H4, I would like to see this. I would like to see a retrace, maybe up to here, right? Moving average 20 catches up. But what I'm thinking about here is I want to put my stop loss below this level, right? My stop loss or hedge, I want to put down here. So the more it retraces, the smaller my stop loss, and, the more room my trade has to move into. So that's what I'm conscious of with this trade. So I would like to see a deeper retrace, stop loss below here, moving average 20 catches up, bullish reaction, we can start buying Canadian dollar Swiss franc. All right, so that's the first Swiss franc pair I'm interested in. The next one, interestingly, is Swiss franc yen. Now, these are both flight to safety, but I want to sell this. So by selling this trade, I am saying yen is stronger than Swiss franc, which is another reason why I stayed away from the yen pairs. Okay. And if we look at the day chart on Swiss franc yen, right, you can clearly see we're in a downtrend. Lower highs, lower lows. We're in a downtrend. And I think we have a little bit more room back down to this 171 psychological level. Right? So daily's telling me to sell this in terms of structure and trend. Could have a more bullish candle, I must say, right? But if we drop down to the H4, I still really like the H4 structure, right? And I really like this level I'm going to show you. So this level right here is a really nice level. Not only is it resistance, because this was once support, it becomes resistance, but we've also got the moving average 20 catching up as well. So we have like double whammy resistance at this level. Okay. So if we get a nice bearish reaction in here, we can start selling Swiss franc yen back down to that 171 psychological level. All right, so that is my second trade idea for today. Guys, if you're enjoying my trade ideas and analysis so far, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and please smash the like button. Please don't forget to join our trading community of beautiful people. I don't know if they're beautiful, but they're lovely people. But yeah, guys, we've got traders in there sharing knowledge, ideas, and yeah, just loads of general chit chat about trading, guys. So come join our trading community for some help and support. Also, guys, we have the Simply Forex website now. So www.simply-forex.com. We've got loads of cool stuff on there now, but more importantly, we have the complete Forex trading course that I am super pleased and proud of. So check that out, guys, if you're interested in taking our course. Right, next trade is more Swiss franc weakness. Now, this one is against trend. If we look at pound Swiss franc, right, I'm looking to buy this, obviously this Swiss franc weakness that we're looking at, right? Now, there's no two ways about it. Okay, let me redraw that. I would even say this is a low here. Okay, so this is really what we're looking at. And that is a downtrend, right? We're getting lower lows. So we're in a downtrend, right? I want to make that clear, okay? So this is an against trend trade in terms of the day chart. But if we look at this weekly level, right? If we look at this weekly chart, we're in an uptrend, right? We're getting higher highs, higher lows, stroke range, right? It's just ranging from here to here, okay? And we are at the bottom of this weekly range. Okay, so potentially we can take price all the way back up to the top of the range. Okay, now if we go back to the day chart, at the bottom of that weekly range, right, this weekly range here, we have had a very nice bullish candle. Okay, now we could take it up to the top of the range, right? That still may happen, but because we're in a daily downtrend, I'm only looking to take price up to this 1.1250 level, right? Another psychological level, but I'm looking to buy this back up to here. Okay. If we drop down to the H4 now, it's not setting up, guys. I mean, you know, so far on the H4, this is looking like a continuation of a sell trend, right? Yeah, we potentially come back down into here. So H4, right, it's literally bouncing off the moving average 20, and this is not looking like a great setup for buys, okay? Now, let's take a look at the H1, and this, you know, potentially looks a lot better, right? We are in, I'd still say we're in this downtrend, but we can see price has really pushed up. Now, what I will consider is if price continues down, perhaps to the moving average 20, perhaps down to this gray zone here, and we get a nice bullish candle. I will need a bullish candle. If that happens, I will then look to buy pound Swiss franc back up to this area of resistance. So yeah, that's all that Swiss franc weakness. Are we in a risk on, risk off environment? My trades today are suggesting we are in a risk-on environment. Now, let's take a look at my final trade, and we're going to look at US dollar, Canadian dollar. If we go down to the, we look at the day chart to start with. This is an interesting one, guys, because we know how strong the US dollar has been, okay? But on the day chart, US dollar, Canadian dollar, right, was just ranging, and then it broke, right? US dollar, Canadian dollar, we are in a downtrend because it broke these lows with this candle here, right? So we have lower lows, although we are tracking the moving average 20, right? That's not ideal, okay? But Structurally, we're in a downtrend. We're not breaking below the moving average 20 yet, which is what I normally like to see. But back at these highs, right, we've had a nice big bearish candle. Now, the US dollar pairs, as we know, are very overextended, whether they're overbought or oversold. You know, the US dollar will have a retrace at some point. Now, this is suggesting on US dollar CAD that we could take advantage of that retrace because, like I said, this is in a downtrend. Okay, price has come up. We've got this nice big bearish candle, and I think we could take price just back down to these last lows here and this 1.4300 level. Okay, if we drop down to the H4, you know, how can we trade this? Now, obviously, this candle isn't ideal. This will suggest price will come back up a little bit, right? But we are breaking down below the moving average 20. Okay, so let's take a look at the H1 for a more refined entry. And as you can see, there is a level through here, right, which I think could be a nice level to trade from. We're clearly breaking down, right? We come up here, we stop making higher highs. I had some consolidation, and then price has been breaking down on the H1. If price retraces up into this grey zone, we get the moving average 20 coming round. In here could be a really nice level for selling. Get a bearish reaction, and I think we could take US dollar, Canadian dollar lower. All right, guys. So yeah, guys, please don't forget to join me for the live stream today, 7 a.m. New York EST time. Get all your questions ready for me. Happy to answer anything. Please don't forget to join our trading community, and please subscribe, like, and share, guys. And have a great trading day, and I'll see you later.